Welcome back. From the south of Spain and all across North America, Mojácar Flamenco has been touring and performing their award-winning shows for audiences for almost a decade. Dancer Katerina Tomás is here with us now to share how it all got started. Katerina, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you on Wake Up Explore Your Passion. Tell us, Katerina, when did this passion that you have for dance really begin?
I think I was 3.
3 years old.
I've always been a dancer. My mom took me to dance classes, ballet, tap, and jazz when I was a little kid. And I was in a modern dance company, but I met Rosa, and I just fell in love with flamenco and started taking
inspiration.
I couldn't stand not being there. I had to be there, so I took flamenco classes right away.
Oh, wonderful.
It was really exciting.
And did it just click for you? Did you just feel like it was the right thing from the first moment?
Well, actually, it didn't, because I was still a modern dancer when I started doing flamenco. But after, I'd say about 3 or 4 months, I just had to be there. And I started doing more and more, taking more classes, and I just fell in love with it.
So. Oh, that's wonderful. Now, Katerina, what I like so much about your story is you, like many people, went through a bit of a turbulent time, trying to really get this thing rolling, get your passion rolling. You've toured now. You've done some touring, yes, and some really exciting things. But back before all that, you were working in an office.
I have worked in offices on and off my whole adult life.
How many years total are we talking about?
Well, you were very, you know, kind when you said, but it probably had to have been upwards of 15 years or more.
Of office work? Part-time
work, full-time office work, to put myself through school just to make ends meet.
Yeah.
And the whole time I was dancing, but I really wasn't able to do it full-time. And
how was that? How was that? I mean, I would almost equate it to having a ball and chain, or being chained to my desk.
It was, and especially some of the jobs were, because they really weren't me. I mean, I had the skills to do them, but it got in the way of dancing, taking classes, perfecting myself as a dancer. I wasn't really performing, so it really got in the way, you know. And so when I was able to finally make the transition, that was difficult in a way too, but it was really liberating, because all of a sudden I could truly say I'm an artist, I'm a teacher of dance, and I'm a dancer, and that's it. I don't work in an office anymore.
What a wonderful feeling that must have been.
It was.
Were you ever tempted, Katerina, to focus more on your work as an administrative assistant, or whatever kind of work you were doing, just to keep your life a little bit more stable finances?
I actually do like stability, but I'm not sure why I'm a dancer, because I've always been a dancer. I would get a job and then say, well, I should keep this job, the money's pretty good and it's stable, but then I would be there all day and just really be sad and want to be in dance class, and I really wasn't able to promote myself or improve very much while I was at work. So, and some jobs weren't all they're cracked up to be. I know, really difficult bosses and mundane work and all of that.
And speaking of that, take us back to the moment when you haven't started dancing full time yet. You're still kind of stuck juggling these two worlds. What were some of your worst moments that you had to deal with?
The last administrative assistant job I had to be the worst, as far as the personality conflicts at the office. And I mean, we had to sign little contracts that we'd punch in the time clock at a certain time, and if we're a few minutes late, we'd get fined and all kinds of...
a monetary fine?
Fined. I mean, they take money out of our paycheck, you know. And so it was really difficult, and all the people at that office were doing a great job too, so that was really difficult. And I was right on the cusp of leaving forever that kind of work, so it was tough sticking with it for those last few months.
It seems to me like this was your sign.
It was a sign from the universe.
Get out.
It was a huge sign, huge sign. And it's a great story, because a lot of things fell into play. My husband, who's my guitarist, is also an excellent writer, so he got some extra work, and then we got a grant to go to Spain.
Fantastic.
And we were planning that trip, and so everything sort of lined up, and I got a teaching job that year to teach at Orange Coast College for a year. So when all those things lined up, the universe flip-flopped.
Well, Katerina, we're going to talk more about some of those amazing coincidences that you've had, and also we'll be asking Katerina to give her advice for other artists who are wanting to break free. And of course, we're still taking your live questions for Katerina at wakeuptv.com. We'll be right back.